evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lepakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 25th of April. Government assures action after Maoist attack in central India. At least 10 killed in explosion in Pakistan's Kurram agency. And Nepal makes scant progress in rebuilding 2 years after quake. And now for all the details. India's Interior Minister on Tuesday said the government would work to ensure that perpetrators are brought to book, a day after 25 paramilitary soldiers were killed in an encounter with Maoist rebels in central Chhattisgarh province.
India's Interior Minister Rajnath Singh on Tuesday paid tribute to the 25 personnel of Paramilitary Central Reserve Police Force or CRPF who lost their lives in a Maoist attack in Sukma district of central Chhattisgarh province on Monday. Chhattisgarh Provincial Chief Raman Singh, along with other officials, also paid homage to the slain soldiers during the wreath-laying ceremony in Raipur city. Condemning the incident, the Interior Minister said that the sacrifice of soldiers would not go in vain.
और मैं यह मानता हूं कि वामपंथी उग्रवादियों के द्वारा किया गया यह कोल्ड ब्लडेड मर्डर है और आदिवासियों को अपनी ढाल बनाकर विकास के खिलाफ अभियान छेड़ने की अब उनके द्वारा कोशिश की जा रही है। लेकिन मैं यह भी दृढ़ता के साथ कहना चाहूंगा इसमें वह किसी भी सूरत में कामयाब नहीं होंगे। केंद्र सरकार और राज्य सरकार साथ मिलकर हम कार्रवाई करेंगे।
On Monday, Maoist rebels ambushed a paramilitary patrol in Chhattisgarh, killing at least 25 security personnel and wounding 6 in one of the deadliest attacks this year. The ambush took place when the CRPF men were providing security for a road construction.
In news from Pakistan, Pakistani Taliban militants on Tuesday said they detonated a roadside bomb targeting members of the Shi'ite minority. At least 10 people were killed in Kurram agency of Pakistan's federally administered tribal areas.
At least 10 people travelling in a minibus were killed after Pakistani Taliban militants on Tuesday detonated a roadside bomb targeting members of the Shi'ite minority in Kurram agency of Pakistan's federally administered tribal areas or FATA bordering Afghanistan. Many of the 13 wounded were taken to a hospital in a nearby town of Parachinar. The military also sent a helicopter to evacuate the wounded to the key city of Peshawar. A senior regional official, Shahid Ali Khan, said militants planted the explosive device in Kurram agency.
मेरे पास जो अभी तक फिगर्स आ रही है उन फिगर के मुताबिक 10 जो है वो इसमें शहीद हुए हैं और इसमें ख़वातीन और बच्चे भी शामिल हैं, जबकि 13 इंजर्ड हैं, जिसमें से 2 बाय रोड पहले ही हमने सदा से रवाना कर दिए थे। अभी 9 बंदे यहाँ से हेलीपैड से हमने थ्रू हेली CMH पेशावर भेज दिए हैं और 2 बंदे जो हैं वो हमारे पास पाराचिनार हॉस्पिटल में हैं।
A spokesman for the Jamaat-ur-Ahrar, a faction of the Islamist militant Pakistani Taliban group, said the explosive device had been intended to target the country's Shia minority and workers in the area carrying out a census.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, surviving soldiers have vowed to protect Afghanistan's northern province from future attacks after a deadly Taliban assault left more than 140 dead at an army base late last week.
In an attack on April 21, as many as 10 Taliban fighters dressed in Afghan army uniforms and driving military vehicles made their way onto the base and opened fire on mostly unarmed soldiers eating a meal and leaving a mosque after Friday prayers. More than 140 Afghan soldiers were killed in the attack. Afghan army commander of the base said his troops are now more determined to take revenge on the Taliban. and to ensure security measures are in place.
هم یک تعداد برادران ما که نو با خدمت مقدس نظامی می آمدن در مقابل طالب می گفت که نه هم مسلمان است ولی امروز دیروز و پریروز برش معلوم است که نه هیچ مسلمان است عقیدهشان پخته تر شد خط دفاعیش قوی تر شد اینالی کلگی بر ما وعده داده قطعات کلگی بر ما وعده داده هر کس که بعد از ما قومندان می برش وعده داده که ما سرسختانه جنگ میکنیم از دشمن ما قصد میگیریم.
Following the deadliest ever Taliban attack on a military base, the country's defense minister and army chief of staff resigned. The attack underlines the scale of challenge facing the Western-backed government.
Staying on news from Afghanistan, the head of US and international forces in Afghanistan, General John Nicholson, addressed a joint press conference late Monday afternoon with US Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis. He said that he was not refuting reports that Russia was providing support, including weapons, to the Taliban. Nicholson's comments came after a senior US military official told reporters, according to intelligence, Russia was supporting insurgents, providing weapons, including machine guns, to the Taliban, and that supply has been ramped up significantly in the past 18 months. Russia has previously denied providing any weapons or cash to the Taliban, but has said it maintains ties with the group in a bid to push for peace talks.
The only thing I would add to that is that we continue to get reports of this assistance, and of course we had the overt legitimacy lent to the Taliban by the Russians that really occurred certainly late last year, beginning through this process they've been undertaking. And of course, as the Secretary stated, we support anyone who wants to help us advance the reconciliation process, but arming belligerents or legitimizing belligerents who perpetuate attacks like we saw 2 days ago in Mazar-e Sharif is not the best way forward to a peaceful reconciliation.
And now news from Nepal. 2 years on since the devastating earthquake struck the Himalayan country, majority of survivors are still waiting for relief and proper housing.
Two years after a series of earthquakes devastated Nepal, barely 5% of the destroyed houses have been rebuilt, according to the National Reconstruction Authority, or NRA. 800,000 families still do not have their houses rebuilt. Progress has been slow for families who have now spent 2 winters without proper shelter. Many live in makeshift huts and bamboo tents. The government bears responsibility for failing to work with ministries responsible for distributing reconstruction funds, and some donors have been slow to pay out promised funds.
You should see how the institution has been created, how many hurdles it is facing in coordination and collaboration, and how perpetuating mechanisms are there which will help us to for the fast delivery. So in that aspect we have failed to design the modality, to coordinate and to fulfill the commitment that was made in the act.
Meanwhile, a miracle baby who was pulled out from the rubble of Nepal earthquake is doing well 2 years later. He was rescued 22 hours after the quake struck on April 25. Sonesh Awal's house is one of the houses flattened by the tremor. They are now living in a rented house in Bhaktapur, Nepal's oldest city. Like the Awal family, millions of families in Nepal are still waiting for compensation.
Meanwhile, New Zealand and Australian High Commissioners to India joined a commemoration at Delhi War Cemetery on Tuesday. The event marked the 102nd anniversary of the day Australia and New Zealand troops landed in Turkey's Gallipoli during World War I.
New Zealand and Australian High Commissioners, Joanna Kempkers and Harinder Sidhu respectively, attended dawn services and laid floral wreaths at the Delhi War Cemetery, along with Indian soldiers and their families on Tuesday to commemorate Anzac Day. The day marks the landing of thousands of troops from the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, or the Anzac, on the Gallipoli Peninsula in Turkey on April 25, 1915. The ill-fated military campaign against the Turks has become an important anniversary to remember troops from both the countries who served and died in war.
We gather here to remember today all those who served, all those who died in that conflict and in others around the world to this day. We also honour those who serve today in our defence forces. And above all, we come to remember and to express our hope for future peace amongst nations.
Around 16,000 Indian troops fought alongside the Anzacs in Gallipoli, and around 1,300 lost their lives. Some 8,700 troops from Australia and 2,779 from New Zealand died in the conflict.
Pleasant weather and blossoming almond trees is heralding spring in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province. It is also luring tourists to the valley.
Located in Srinagar, the summer capital of India's northern Jammu and Kashmir province, Badamwari or the almond garden attracts tourists and locals alike to enjoy the sight of the almond flowers in full bloom. Almond trees are among the first to bloom in the valley, lending an aromatic air to the spray. The almonds from these gardens are known for their superior taste and high quality and are used in confectionery items and desserts. The white and pink flowers on the almond trees in the heritage trough present an enchanting sight for tourists visiting the province.
बहुत ही अच्छा, मतलब जैसे कि मैं आपको बता नहीं सकती हूँ कि ऐसा लग रहा है जैसे कॉटन निकल रही है, बहुत ही सुंदर है। हमें पता नहीं था कि बादाम के फूल ऐसे होते हैं। हमें बादाम खाते हैं, रोज़ खाते हैं, लेकिन फूलों को कभी देखा नहीं था। तो ये पेड़ देख के बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है।
Located in the foothills of the Himalayas, Jammu and Kashmir province contributes about 3% to the national fruit produce. Besides almonds, the other popular fruits of Kashmir are walnuts, pine nuts and pistachio.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Government assures action after Maoist attack in central India. At least 10 killed in explosion in Pakistan's Kurram agency. And Nepal makes scant progress in rebuilding 2 years after quake. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. Well, that's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.